My girlfriend's friend looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're way too good for him." And my girlfriend? She laughed and agreed. So I said, "You're right." Paid for my meal. And walked out. I'm 29. She's 27. We've been together for about 2 years, living together for 8 months. And yeah, on paper we don't exactly match. She works in marketing, makes around $42,000 a year. I'm a software contractor pulling in about $160,000. I never thought it mattered. Apparently I was the only one. This all happened about 3 hours ago, and my phone still hasn't stopped blowing up. Calls, texts, voicemails, all from her. But I'll get to that. This morning we went to brunch with her friends. 5 of them. All from her old sorority. We do this about once a month. Or, they do. I usually find a way out of it. Not because I hate brunch, but because something always feels off. Like I'm not really part of the group. More like, tolerated. Still, she kept asking me to come this time. Said it mattered to her. Said I should make more of an effort. That should have been my first warning. We're at one of those trendy spots. Bottomless mimosas. $18 avocado toast. The whole thing. I'm trying though. Asking questions. Being friendly. Engaging. At first it's normal. Then the conversation shifts. One of her friends just got engaged. Suddenly it's all about rings, proposals, relationships. Everyone's excited. Passing the ring around. Gushing. And that's when it happens. Her best friend, I'll call her the instigator, turns to my girlfriend. Doesn't lower her voice. Doesn't hesitate. "Honestly, you're way too good for him." Like, not even in the same league. Everything just stops. Mid-sip. Mid-laugh. The table goes quiet. I'm sitting right there. And they're talking about me like I'm not. Then my girlfriend laughs. Not awkward. Not uncomfortable. A real laugh. Right? I could do so much better. And that's when something shifted. Not immediately anger. Not even embarrassment. Just this cold clarity. Like a switch flipped in my head. But it didn't stop there. The instigator kept going. I mean, seriously. What does he even bring to the table? Another one chimed in. Maybe it's a security thing. Dating down means less competition. They're laughing. Nodding. Analyzing me like I'm some kind of project. And my girlfriend? Still laughing. "Oh my God, you guys are terrible." But she's smiling when she says it. She's enjoying it. Not once does she defend me. Not once does she say, "Hey, stop." That's when I knew. This wasn't a joke. This was how she saw me. So I didn't argue. Didn't raise my voice. Didn't make a scene. I just checked out. I set my glass down. Pulled out my wallet. Counted exact cash for my food, my coffee, my share of the tip. Placed it neatly on the table. Looked straight at her. "You're right," I said. "You can do better." And then I stood up. And walked out. Didn't look back. The text started before I even reached my car. "Where are you going?" "Come back. This is embarrassing." They were joking. "You're overreacting." I didn't respond. Just drove home. And here's the part one don't think she thought about. The part her friends definitely don't know. We live together. But not exactly equally. The apartment? $2,400 a month. I pay $2,100. She pays $300. Utilities? In my name. I pay them. Internet. Subscriptions. Groceries. All me. Her car? Technically hers. But when she's short, which is most months, I cover the difference. Insurance? She's on my plan. Because it was cheaper that way. Girls' trips. Shopping sprees. Salon appointments. All funded by the fact that she doesn't really have to worry about real expenses. Because I've been covering them. She brings home about $2,800 a month after taxes. Spends $300 on rent. $200 on her car. $150 on her phone. That leaves over $2,000. And somehow, it's never enough. I didn't mind before. I really didn't. I thought we were building something together. But sitting at that table today, listening to her laugh while her friends tore me down, I realized something I probably should have seen a long time ago. She wasn't with me because she respected me. She was with me because it was convenient. And yeah, maybe I should have handled it differently. Maybe I should have called it out right there. Maybe I should have given her a chance to explain. But in that moment, I was done. Completely done. And I think that's what shocked her the most. Not that I left, but that I didn't fight for it. I was fine with our setup. That's the part that really gets me. I made good money. She didn't, so I covered more. Not as leverage. Not as control. Because I loved her. I wanted her to feel comfortable. No stress about bills. No panic about rent. Just enjoy life. And I never threw it in her face. Not once. Meanwhile, she sat there, laughing, while her friends called me worthless. I got home and didn't even sit down. Went straight to my laptop. And that's when things got real. We don't have joint accounts. Everything is in my name. That used to be because of her credit. Now it just made things simple. By 2 p.m. I'd started shutting things down. Utilities? Scheduled for disconnect at the end of the billing cycle. Insurance? Removed her from my policy. Takes 30 days. Streaming accounts? Gone. Wi-Fi password? Changed. Then I called the landlord. That conversation surprised me. I explained everything. Asked what my options were. He paused, then said, "Technically, she's not on the lease." Turns out, I never finished adding her. I tried months ago. She kept forgetting to send her documents. Pay stubs. ID, basic stuff. So legally? She was just staying there. "You want her out, I can start the process," he said. 30 days notice. "Do it," I replied. Meanwhile, my phone was exploding. 23 missed calls. And the texts. They evolved fast. At first, "Where are you? Come back. This is embarrassing." Then, "Are you seriously ignoring me over a joke? This is childish. Pick up your phone." I didn't answer. Not a single message. Because here's the thing. You don't get to humiliate someone in public. Agree that they're beneath you. And then expect them to keep paying your bills. But the real shift? That came a little later. She went shopping after brunch. Apparently to cool off. Her card got declined. That's when the tone changed. Fast. "Why isn't my card working? Why did my insurance get declined at the pharmacy? Did you mess with the accounts? This isn't funny." Yeah, not so funny now. Update 3 days later. She came home that night around 8 p.m. I was already on the couch working. Calm, focused, done. Her stuff. Moved out of the bedroom. All of it. Into the spare room. And the bedroom door? Locked. Portable lock. No tools needed. Best purchase I've made all year. She walked in, dropped her bag. "We need to talk." "Nothing to talk about," I said. Didn't even look up. "You're being ridiculous." I finally glanced at her. "Jokes are supposed to be funny." Pause. "That wasn't. That was you and your friends tearing me down for entertainment." She sat next to me. Tried to grab my hand. I pulled away. "Come on, we were tipsy," she said. "They were joking." "I was joking. You just went too far." "I'm sorry." "You're sorry there are consequences," I said. "Not sorry for what you said." I didn't even say anything that bad. That's when I looked at her properly. "You agreed when they said I bring nothing to the table. You laughed when they said you were dating down. You called me just there, while I was sitting right in front of you." She hesitated. Then tried to pivot. I was caught off guard. "They were all." "You had time," I cut in. "Time to shut it down. Time to defend me. Time to say they were wrong." Pause. "You didn't." Silence. Then the tears started. "Okay, I messed up," she said. "I'm sorry. But you can't just kick me out. This is my home too." I shook my head. "No," I said calmly. "This is my apartment. You're a guest who stayed too long." Her expression changed instantly. "Wait, what? You have 30 days. 30 days?" she snapped. "Where am I supposed to go?" I shrugged. "Not my problem. Maybe your friends can help. The ones who think you're too good for me. You can't do this." "I can," I said. "Check the lease." She froze. "Your name's not on it." That's when it really hit her. I saw it in her face. "What about rent?" she asked quietly. "I can't afford a place on my own." I didn't soften. "Then you should have thought about that before humiliating me in public." Her tone flipped again. Anger this time. "This is financial abuse." I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. "Financial abuse?" I repeated. "I've been paying almost 90% of the rent. Covering utilities. Putting you on my insurance. The only thing I did wrong" pause, "was being too generous with someone who didn't respect me." After that, it was a cycle. Begging. Then anger. Then begging again. I didn't move. Didn't argue. Didn't raise my voice. Just one line. Over and over. "You have 30 days. Your stuff's in the spare room," I told her. "Stay out of my room." Pause. "We're roommates for the next month. That's it." She cried herself to sleep that night. I didn't. Next morning? Different strategy. I walked into the kitchen and stopped. Breakfast was ready. Coffee exactly how I like it. She looked put together. Makeup done. Hair styled. Like nothing had happened. Can we talk? She asked softly. I know I messed up. I want to fix this. There's nothing to fix, I said. We're done. You have 29 days. She stared at me like I just said something insane. You're really throwing away 2 years? Over one mistake? I didn't even hesitate. You threw it away when you laughed at me being called worthless. Silence. I'm just accepting the reality you already chose. That hit. I could see it. But it didn't change anything. Day 2. That's when her friend, the instigator, decided to jump in. Apparently my now ex had called her crying. Because I got a message. Long aggressive. Zero self-awareness. You're a real piece of sh*t, you know that? Kicking her out because your ego got bruised? Man up. Was a joke. Get over it. I read it once. Then replied. Interesting, I wrote. When you said I bring nothing to the table and she agreed, that's a joke. But me removing myself and my resources from that table? That's abuse? Make that make sense. She fired back instantly. She needs you right now. And you're abandoning her. I didn't even think about it. She told me she could do better, I replied. I'm giving her the chance to prove it. What's the problem? She called me petty. I answered, I'm not petty. I'm done. Then I blocked her. And right after that, blocked the rest of the group too. Because they all started piling on. Same tone. Same excuses. I wasn't interested. Day 3. New angle. Her parents. Her dad called me first. Son, he said calm but firm. My daughter is very upset. She says you're kicking her out over a misunderstanding. With respect, I said. There's no misunderstanding. She publicly disrespected me. Agreed with her friends that I'm beneath her. And laughed about it. I'm not obligated to keep supporting someone who thinks that little of me. He sighed. You've been together 2 years. You're just going to throw that away. She already did, I said. I'm just cleaning it up. Pause. Where is she supposed to live? He asked. That's between you and her, I replied. She's an adult. She'll figure it out. His tone hardened. This is cruel. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't argue. Just said. What's cruel is letting someone fund your entire lifestyle. And then mocking them for it in public. Have a good day, sir. And I hung up. Her mom called about an hour later. I didn't answer. That's when reality started catching up to her. She tried getting back on my insurance. Denied. Tried calling utility companies to transfer accounts. They asked for deposits. She didn't have the money. Started looking at apartments. Even the cheapest studios? Around $1,400. Way out of her range. I could hear her in the other room. On the phone. Crying. I can't afford anything. I didn't know he'd be like this. I didn't react. Because honestly, she should have thought about that. Before laughing at the guy paying her bills. 27 days left. Update. 2 weeks later. Longest 2 weeks of my life. Not because I'm struggling. I'm fine. Because living with her, while she spirals. Exhausting. Week 1 she tried everything. First, the apology tour. She wrote me a letter. Pages long. Left it outside my door. Talking about regret. About how she didn't mean it. About how I'm amazing. About how she got caught up in the moment. I read it. Didn't respond. Because words don't fix actions. Then came something else. The accidental walk-ins. Revealing clothes. Trying to recreate old moments. I didn't engage. I treated her like a stranger. Polite. Distant. That frustrated her fast. Then she tried going through my friends. Reached out to them. Tried to get them on her side. Didn't work. They already knew what happened. One of them told her straight. You made your bed. He's not wrong. She stopped that approach pretty quickly. Next. The guilt. How can you be so cold? I thought you loved me. Did 2 years mean nothing to you? My answer never changed. You said you could do better. I'm agreeing with you. That's when things started getting desperate. Week 2. Her parents showed up. In person. Saturday morning. Unannounced. I let them in. I'm not heartless. But I already knew how this was going to go. Her dad didn't waste time. You need to reconsider this, he said. She's our daughter. She made a mistake. Pause. She's learned her lesson. And that's where things got interesting. Sir, I said, keeping my voice steady. She hasn't learned anything. She's sorry she got caught. She's sorry she lost her safety net. Pause. That's not the same as being sorry for what she did. Her mom jumped in immediately. You're being vindictive, she snapped. You're punishing her like a child. I shook my head. I'm not punishing anyone. I'm removing financial support from someone who publicly said I bring nothing to the table. Then I added, if I bring nothing, then me leaving shouldn't be a problem, right? That didn't land well. Her dad tried a different angle. More calm. More controlled. Look, he said. I get it. Pride matters. Pause. But you're better than this. Be the bigger person. I met his eyes. I am being the bigger person. I'm choosing self-respect. That conversation dragged on for an hour. Same arguments. Same excuses. Different wording. At one point her mom even offered to pay me. Just let her stay another month, she said. Until she figures things out. I didn't hesitate. No. She has 2 more weeks. And after that? Pause. I start formal eviction. That goes on her record. Makes it harder for her to rent anywhere. Tell her to use the time wisely. They left angry. My ex cried for 3 hours straight. And that's when things got worse. Because instead of accepting it, she escalated. Dirty move 1. She tried to establish residency. Started getting mail sent to the apartment. Magazines. Random packages. Credit offers. All in her name. I noticed when a credit card envelope showed up. Didn't take long to figure it out. I called the landlord. Immediately. He handled it fast. Sent her an official notice stating she is not a legal tenant. And that receiving mail doesn't change that. She was furious. Dirty move 2. She flipped the narrative. Started telling people I was financially abusing her. Cutting her off. Kicking her out. Controlling her. Her friends backed her up. Group chats. Messages. Mutual contacts. Trying to paint me as the villain. Someone sent me screenshots. So I responded. With my own screenshots. Bank statements. 8 months of expenses. Rent. Bills. Insurance. Everything. Total? About $18,500. That shut things down real fast. The story changed overnight. She got even more angry. You had no right to share that, she said. I just looked at her. You had no problem sharing your version. That ended that. Dirty move 3. She tried to play lawyer. Started Googling tenant laws. Found something about implied tenancy. Suddenly she was claiming she had legal rights to stay. Problem was, I already talked to an actual lawyer. Cost me $300. Best $300 I've spent. He literally laughed. No lease. No consistent rent payments. Attempts to fake residency? He shook his head. That helps your case, not hers. So I gave her his card. Call him, I said. If you think I'm wrong. She didn't. Dirty move 4. She stopped cleaning. Completely. Dishes piled up. Trash everywhere. Passive-aggressive chaos. Like she was trying to make the place unlivable. I didn't engage. I documented everything. Photos. Dates. Mess. My lawyer said it helps. Shows she's creating a hostile environment. So I cleaned my space. Left hers exactly as it was. I'm not her maid. But the worst part? That happened 3 days ago. The ambush. The instigator showed up. With 2 of her friends. Unannounced. I opened the door. Can I help you? She crossed her arms. We're here for her stuff. She's moving out today. I nodded. Cool. She has keys. She can get it herself. One of the others stepped forward. No. We're taking it now. You've done enough damage. I didn't move. I haven't touched her things, I said. They're in the spare room. But she doesn't move out early unless she has a place. Those are the terms. The instigator rolled her eyes. You can't keep her prisoner. I almost laughed. I'm not, I said. She's free to leave anytime. Just not with everything. Because if I let her take it all now, she'll claim I illegally kicked her out. Another friend snapped. This is ridiculous. Just let her go. I shrugged. She can leave right now. Empty-handed. Or wait 13 days. And take everything. Her choice. That's when they tried to push past me. Big mistake. I stepped outside. Closed the door behind me. Try to force your way in, I said calmly. And I call the police. Silence. You really want that? They didn't. They backed off. Well, as they were getting in the car, the instigator yelled. You're pathetic. I didn't respond. But inside, my ex was standing there. And for the first time, she looked embarrassed. Not for what she did at brunch, but for how far this had gone. You made my friends hate you, she snapped. I didn't even look up. Your friends already hated me, I said. Pause. Remember brunch? This isn't new. That shut her up. But only for a second. Because the next day, reality finally hit her. Art. She found an apartment. Studio. Small. Nothing fancy. $1,350 a month. But that wasn't the problem. First month. Last month. Security deposit. Total? Just over $4,000 upfront. She didn't have it. Not even close. Her parents couldn't cover it either. At least not all at once. So she came to me. Can I borrow it? She asked. I actually thought she was joking. You're serious? Please, she said. I'll pay you back. I need help. I shook my head slowly. Go ask your friends. Pause. The ones who think I bring nothing to the table. Maybe they can spot you $4,000. This isn't funny, she said. You're right, I replied. It's not. This is what consequences look like. You've got 12 days. After that, full panic mode. She was on the phone constantly. Friends, parents, anyone who might help. Asking for loans. Begging. Looking at cheaper places. Rooms in sketchy neighborhoods. The confidence? Gone. Last night, she tried one more time. Can we talk? She asked quietly. Like, really talk? I hesitated. Then nodded. We sat down. For the first time since all this started, it was calm. She took a deep breath. I know I hurt you, she said. I know I was wrong. But I'm losing everything. My home. My insurance. My stability. She looked at me. Is that really what you want? I didn't answer right away. Because part of me did feel it. The weight of it. But then I said, what I wanted was a partner who respected me. You chose to laugh at me instead. These aren't punishments, I added. This is just what happens when you lose access to someone's help. Silence. So that's it, she whispered. You're really done? I nodded. I was done the moment you agreed I bring nothing to the table. Everything after that? Pause. Just logistics. She looked like she was about to break. What if I was wrong? She said quickly. What if you do bring everything? What if I can't do this without you? I shook my head. You're not saying that because you mean it. You're saying it because you need me. Pause. My money. And honestly, that's worse. She started crying. Where am I supposed to go? And yeah, this is the part that sounds harsh. But I was honest. I don't care anymore. You made it clear what you think of me. I'm just living accordingly. That was it. A few days later she told me the plan. She's moving back in with her parents. 3 hours away. Which means she has to quit her job. Find something new. Start over completely. Her parents aren't thrilled. They're close to retirement. Didn't expect their 27-year-old daughter to move back home. 9 days left. Then I finally get my space back. Then she left. Actually, 3 days early. She left yesterday. Actually, 3 days early. Her parents showed up Friday afternoon. With a U-Haul. Packed everything in about 2 hours. I stayed in my room the whole time. Working. Didn't interfere. Didn't help. Just let it happen. When they finished, her dad knocked on my door. We're taking her home, he said. I hope you're happy. I looked at him. I'm not happy, I said. I'm not unhappy either. Pause. I'm just moving forward. He shook his head. You destroyed her life over a joke. I didn't react. She destroyed her own life, I said calmly. I just stopped fixing it for her. He didn't have an answer for that. Just left. Her mom didn't even look at me. Then she came in. My ex. Eyes red. Face swollen. I hope you know you're making a mistake, she said. Maybe, I replied. But it's mine to make. I really did love you. I met her eyes. You loved what I provided. There's a difference. That's not fair, she whispered. I took a breath. You know what's not fair? Spending 8 months supporting someone. Just to have them laugh while their friends call you worthless. You want to talk about fair? She didn't answer. Just turned. And walked out. I watched from the window as they loaded the truck. Then drove away. And just like that, it was over. I deep cleaned the apartment. Changed the locks. Again. Feels different now. Bigger. Quieter. Better. But here's the thing. This isn't some perfect ending. There's fallout. On both sides. She's back with her parents. 27 years old. Starting over. Had to quit her marketing job. Now working as a receptionist near their place. Making about $32,000. Pay cut. More expenses. She's paying her own insurance now. Her phone. Helping with groceries. Her parents are charging her rent too. $600 a month. For the first time, she actually has to budget. No safety net. No one covering the gaps. And the friend group? That didn't survive either. Because once people saw the full picture, the numbers, the reality, how much I was actually covering, things shifted. Fast. The fallout didn't end when she left. If anything, that's when it really started. The instigator tried to keep the narrative alive. Kept pushing the idea that I was the villain. But something shifted. People started asking questions. Like, if he was so terrible, why were you okay letting him pay for everything? And why didn't you defend him? That's when things cracked. 2 of her friends actually reached out to me. Privately. Apologized. Said they didn't realize how bad it really was. I accepted. But I didn't continue the conversation. Some bridges? You don't rebuild. The instigator, though? She doubled down. Started posting vague stuff online. Men who use money to control women. Financial abuse is real. That kind of thing. But it backfired. Someone commented. Paying for everything and then stopping when you're disrespected isn't abuse. It's called boundaries. She deleted the comment. Blocked the person. Didn't change the fact that people saw it. And now, she's kind of the villain in her own group. Not because of me, but because she started it. And refuses to admit she went too far. My ex. She tried texting me twice. First message. I got a receptionist job. It pays less, but it's something. I didn't reply. Second message. I started therapy. I'm working on myself. Thought you'd want to know. Still didn't reply. Because that's her journey. Not mine. Then last week, her mom called. Left a voicemail. I think I understand now, she said. She's been living with us, and it's not easy. She complains about everything. The internet's too slow. We don't have the same streaming services you had. Pause. I never saw this side of her before. Another pause. I'm not saying you were right about everything, but I understand why you reached your limit. That message? I didn't respond. But yeah, it felt like confirmation. As for me, I'm okay. Not amazing. Not terrible. Just okay. Some days I miss what I thought we had. Then I remember that brunch. And it fades. I threw myself into work. Picked up 2 new contracts. Making more than before. The apartment? Feels different now. Cleaner. Quieter. Lighter. I cook what I want. Watch what I want. Live how I want. No tension. No walking on eggshells. Just peace. And yeah, I started seeing someone new. About 3 weeks ago. Met her through work. She's a project manager. Good job. Good income. First date? She insisted on splitting the bill. I offered to pay. She refused. I like things equal, she said. That stuck with me. We're taking it slow. I won't lie. Trust isn't as easy as it used to be. But she knows enough of the story. Her reaction. Wait, she had someone covering her life and still complained? Pause. That's wild. My friends have been solid too. Game nights. Drinks. No drama. One of them told me. Self-respect isn't negotiable. That line stuck. And financially? Turns out, I'm saving about $1,800 a month. That's over $20,000 a year. Money that used to go toward supporting someone who didn't even respect me. I actually did the math. Over 8 months? At least $14,000. Realistically closer to $18,000. $18,000. For someone who laughed when I was called worthless. Yeah, that one stings. But it also taught me something. Generosity without respect? That's not kindness. That's being an ATM with feelings. Last thing. My landlord texted me yesterday. Got someone interested in the 2nd bedroom. Could lower your rent. Quiet guy. Works nights. I thought about it. Splitting costs again. Saving more money. But honestly? No, I replied. I'm good. I like my space. His answer? Fair enough. You've earned it. Yeah, I think I have. If anyone's reading this and feels stuck in something similar, you're not a wallet. You're not a backup plan. You're not someone's safety net. And if someone can laugh while you're being called worthless, while you're literally holding their life together, they don't deserve your help. They deserve your absence. She wanted to know if she could do better. Now she's finding out. And me? I'm not angry anymore. Not even bitter. Just done. The apartment's quiet tonight. Dinner's cooking. TV's on. No one judging. No one laughing. And that's not revenge. That's peace. And honestly, it feels better than revenge ever could. So yeah. AITA for cutting her off, kicking her out, and refusing to help after she publicly disrespected me?